Almost every adult living in a modern country will need a civil lawyer at least once in his life. A civil lawyer is an essential professional in a gamut of situations and guides his clients in moments of uncertainty, rupture, renewal, joy, and entanglement. What is civil law? To understand what a civil lawyer does, one must understand civil law. Civil law, otherwise known as private law, is a collection of several branches of law that are intended to regulate the relationship between individuals and corporations. Civil law is an umbrella term that covers contract law, obligations and engagements between individuals through tort law, property rights, personal relationships, family law, labor relations, and more. What are the differences between civil lawsuits and other types of lawsuits? In Israel, public law regulates the conduct of public entities and individuals. Criminal law revolves around the norms imposed by the state on civilians. The main difference between the two aforementioned laws and civil law is that the proceedings are carried out between two individuals, without the state as a party in the proceeding, e.g., civil lawsuits. Additionally, the identity of the plaintiff in a civil lawsuit. Any individual may file a lawsuit against any other individual who has gone against state laws or treated him unjustly. Obtaining advice and representation from a lawyer in civil proceedings. In accordance with civil law, a client meets with a lawyer who acts on his behalf. A final appointment of a civil lawyer to represent you is made by the client signing a power of attorney document and transferring a full or partial payment. Sometimes, due to various reasons, after the start of a lawyer-client relationship, there is a need to stop. This may result from a request from the client or the lawyer. Situations of cessation of representation are usually cessation of legal representation in a pending proceeding and cessation of representation if it is during a late stage in the legal process, where there is not much time left to handle the case. The court will tend not to release the lawyer from the position. Proper selection of a civil lawyer is recommended. A civil lawyer is one of the professionals who accompany us at crucial times in our lives. An experienced civil lawyer will be there for you when you purchase your first apartment, or are interested in making an important business deal, or in labor disputes, or even in family disputes. Therefore, it is extremely important to choose a proper professional lawyer. Specific area of expertise. This branch of civil law is very complex and broad. Therefore, when choosing a civil lawyer, it is important to check in advance whether the lawyer has experience in the specific laws that you need legal assistance. Such specialization should also include experience and a record of proven success in the field. Opinions and recommendations on a civil attorney. It is advisable to contact a reputable lawyer who has received recommendations from. Human relations. Human relations are extremely important because, after all, a lawyer will be there in sensitive times in your life. A civil lawyer who has good interpersonal skills will help you get through and succeed in uncomfortable times. The role and legal services of a civil lawyer. As stated, civil law extends across many areas of law, thus affecting many people and entities. For this reason, any agreement made and signed between two or more parties is subject to the law of contracts, and thus can also be subject to a breach of contract. A civil lawyer examines the contract or agreement with a professional eye and assesses the violations alleged by either party. Most of the civil lawsuits that are filed are valued for monetary means, and so the lawyer must make a monetary assessment of the lawsuit. The most common case is a contractual agreement that one of the parties has violated. Civil law is joined by the Consumer Protection Act, designed to protect the consumer from uniform contracts that work in favor of the corporation. The law gives the consumer the power, and the corporation is required to comply with the terms of the law. The importance of getting advice and representation from a civil lawyer. It is very important to obtain correct legal advice and representation before signing contracts and agreements. Legal assistance is required for a variety of needs and purposes: to examine and assess the terms of the agreement, the contract, to make sure that all the client's desires appear and are anchored in the agreement, to avoid fraud, and more. To do this, it is advisable to enlist the services of a civil lawyer. A law firm that specializes in civil law provides a complex and perfect solution to its clients in various lawsuits, including financial, consumer, banking, contract, and design drafting agreements. A lawyer must have professional and reliable representation in the courts. What issues does the civil law industry deal with? The civil law industry deals with a number of issues, including contract law, taxes, real estate, family, damages, insurances, more. The field of civil law is designed to regulate the conduct between individuals, corporations, and companies among themselves, on various issues: family, social, commercial, and financial. In every area of civil law, there are specific rules that apply. Civil law. Civil law consists of a multitude of laws that affect us all, both as private individuals and as larger companies or business. The law affects wills, inheritance, contracts, sale and purchase, personal injury, gifts, kosher, insurance, security, neighborhood relations, and more. In view of the prevalence of the need for professional guidance in civil law, there is a legislative initiative that's purpose is to centralize all issues and civil aspects in one law. The purpose of the bill is to strengthen and improve legal certainty and establish a comprehensive legal theory in the field, refreshing and modernizing civil laws. However, although this proposal was initiated by the government, it has not matured since it was proposed about a decade ago. The purpose of civil law: fairness and assurance of justice, promoting legal certainty and efficiency, creating a match between all civil law arrangements, preservation and protection of rights, defending and relying on the parties. The importance of civil law. The field of civil law concerns every citizen in the country, and therefore the scope of relevant legislation in the field is huge and includes many diverse areas of law. A civil lawyer must be proficient in an array of legal fields. A civil lawyer toughs on a variety of consumer and social values and issues that are important to any citizen who seeks a solution and response to various injustices he feels have been committed against him or towards society as a whole. The work and specialization of a civil lawyer. As mentioned, civil law is quite broad. The lawyer must be proficient in every aspect of law. The framework of a civil lawyer's work includes conducting a professional assessment in advance regarding the chances of successes within the case, gathering relevant materials and evidence, formulating an effective work strategy designed to act resolutely and efficiently, and fully exercise the client's rights. A civil lawyer also specializes in litigation and provides the client with professional and quality representation in court. Therefore, a civil lawyer must be skilled and proficient in the preparation and submission of pleadings, presenting legal arguments, interrogating witnesses, and so on. In order to succeed and win a civil lawsuit, it is important to receive guidance and assistance from a civil lawyer who has extensive knowledge and experience in a variety of areas of civil law. A leading law firm and notary in the field of civil commercial law. The law firm and notary, Shimon Hahn, provides its many private and business clients with professional and comprehensive consulting in the State of Israel. The lawyers who work in and out firm have expertise and skill in many areas of law, and over the years, have gained extensive experience in providing advice, accompaniment, and representation to clients in many and various cases. In cases that are considered particularly complex, we believe that every person deserves to receive appropriate legal advice and representation, provided by expert, trusted, and experienced professionals who stand by their side. With every question, request, or inquiry, we are at your service and will be more than happy to help until the desired legal result is achieved for you.